Hello everyone, welcome back to Atreyu Crochet. So in today's video, I'm going to be honoring a request from one of you guys. Someone asked if I would make a granny square shawl, and so I said why not, since I've been making, granny square scarves and slight deviations of the granny square. But yeah, in scarf form, I might as well make one with a shawl. Let me apologize in advance for those of you who listen to my videos, watch my videos for my voice. I am under the weather, but I must continue making videos for you guys, so let's get to it. Things you will need include some yarn. I will include a link to this cake of yarn in the description box, assuming I can find it. This is a medium 4 yarn, normally calls for 5 or 5.5 millimeter. However, I'm going to be using a size 6 millimeter J US crochet hook because of my tension. You'll need some scissors and a darning, weaving tapestry needle to weave in the tails at the end of the project. Let's get to it. So normally we start out with a slip knot, and we could start out with a slip knot in today's video, but I want you guys to push yourselves, the beginners who are watching this. So we're going to start out with a magic ring. So before you roll your eyes at me and curse me to you know where, just give it a chance. Remember, I explain things step by step, and I believe in you and your ability to do this. So let's do it together, okay? So we'll take our yarn. You can take 2 fingers or 3, how many ever you want. Wrap the tail over like that. So the tail is on this side. And then you're going to wrap the part that's attached to the cake or skein back like that. Okay? Alright, so you've essentially created an X. Now you're going to take your crochet hook, go under this one and over that one, hooking it on, and then just pull it through like that. And take your fingers out, and you've created the ring. And now just chain 1. Alright, and then the magic is because when you pull this, that loop gets small. See? Okay, let's do it again. So take a yarn, take 2 fingers. I'll do it with 3 this time. So you have the 3 fingers like that. Wrap them around your fingers and create an X. You can put your thumb on the X. Now rotate your hand so you're looking on the back side. Take your crochet hook, go under this one and over that one, hooking it on and then pulling it through to the front like that. Use your thumb to hold it, and now pull your fingers out. And now grab the yarn that's attached to the skein and chain 1 like that. Okay? Alright, I think you guys got it, so we'll continue to move on now. So we're going to chain 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So that is a total of 4 chains you should have. Let's pull this a little bit to kind of close up the loop a little bit. Alright, so now we're going to go back into this ring that we just created right here, okay? And we're going to be inserting our crochet hook into that ring to make the following stitches. So we're going to make 3 double crochet. To make a double crochet, you yarn over, go into the stitch, in this case the ring, yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops. So you have 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2. Alright, we have 2 more to make. Yarn over, go back into the ring, insert your crochet hook. Now yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2. Alright, 1 more. Yarn over, go back into that ring, yarn over, pull through to the front for 3 loops. Yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2. Alright, we can pull that a little bit just to make it a little bit smaller. And now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go back into that ring and make 3 more double crochet. So that's 1, yarn over, back in there for 2, back in there for 3. Alright, basically we're mirroring what we just did. So I don't know if you can tell, but where we chain 3, that's the point. Okay, so on this side of the point there were 3 double crochet, and there's the 3 double crochet. Okay, and now we're about to kind of mirror this part, that chain 4. The way we're going to do that is by chaining 1. So chain 1, and then go into the ring one more time and make 1 double crochet. So, and I don't know if you guys are wondering, but that tail that you use to close the loop, you're crocheting over that while you go into that ring as well. So it's kind of like 2 strands. So just make your double crochet. Alright, and now it's perfectly mirrored. You might be wondering, how is a chain 1 and a double crochet, how does that mirror this chain 4? Well, the chain 3 there counts as a double crochet, and then you have the chain 1. So chain 3, double crochet, that's that double crochet, and then that 4th chain is the extra chain that matches that chain 1. Alright, and that's the first row. So now let's pull this to close, kind of close that like that. Okay, because we're done with that ring. Alright, so now we're going to chain 4. You're always going to start out with chaining 4 each row. So 1, 2, 3. Remember that 3rd chain right there, because we're going to crochet into it. You'll see later. Okay, just remember the 3rd chain up, 1, 2, 3. That's the stitch that I'm referring to, the chain that I'm referring to. Alright, but I said 4. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1 more for 4. Turn your work. In this chain 1 space there, that's where we're going to put 3 double crochet. So 1 back in there for 2, back in there for 3. We're going to chain 1 now, and we're going to skip these 3 there and go into this chain 3 space, and that's where we're going to put 3 double crochet, back in there for 2, back in there for 3. We're creating another point, so we need to chain 3 this time. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then back in that same chain 3 space, we're going to put 3 more double crochet. So 1, back in there for 2, back in there for 3. Okay. We only ever chain 3 between the groupings of 3 when we're trying to create that point. Okay. So since we're past that and we're no longer creating a point, we're just going to chain 1, and then in this chain 1 space, which is formed by the 4 chains, right? The 3 chains count as a double crochet, and then you have the extra chain that serves as that chain 1 space. We're going to put 3 double crochet. So yarn over and just go in that, you can call it a chain 4 space, but really it's just the chain 1 space, and put your 3 double crochet. 1, back in there for 2, back in there for 3. Okay. Now we want to mirror what we did over here, over there. So once again, we chained 4 here. The first 3 count as a double crochet, and then we have an extra chain, which counts as the chain 1 space. So that's what we're trying to create over here. So just on the other side of these 3 double crochet, we have a chain, so we're going to chain. Okay, so it mirrors and it mirrors, and then here, remember I said that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So over here we need a double crochet, just 1. Now remember I told you pay attention to that 3rd chain up out of that chain 4. This is why we're going to crochet into it now. A double crochet is what we're going to make. So you'll yarn over, and then this is that chain 4. So we're going to find the 3rd chain up, and you might have to push your stitches over a little bit to kind of uncover it, but 1, 2, 3 is right there for me. That's the 3rd chain up. I'm just going to enter it and make a double crochet like that. Okay, and this is basically the pattern, you guys, until you get your shawl as wide as you want it. So literally going from shoulder to shoulder, even though this is really small right now. So remember, you start every row by chaining 4. 1, 2, 3. That counts as a double crochet, and then 4. That'll be the chain one space, turn your work. Immediately, always go into that chain one space that's right at the beginning there and make your 3 double crochet. So 1, back in there for 2, back in there one more time for 3. Alright, and if you're wondering, do I chain 1 or do I chain 3? Remember, you only chain 3 when you're at that climax, you're at the top, right? You're at that point. This is basically like one side and this is the other side. So while you're working on the sides, you only chain 1 to get across to the next chain 1 space, and then you make your 3 double crochet. So 1, back in there for 2, back in there for 3. Alright, I'm still not at the point. I have to get there, so that means I only chain 1. And now that I'm in it, I make my 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And now that I'm in it, that's when I chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can only chain 3 when I'm in that point and when I'm at that maximum. And now I go back in there and make my 3 double crochet. And I just basically mirror what I did on the other side. So now I'm back on the side, so I chain only 1, go into the next chain 1 space and put 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. I'm still on the side, so I chain 1, find the chain 1 space there. It's chain 4 space, but remember the 3 chains count as a double crochet and there's a 1 more chain left, so we kind of count that as the chain 1 space. So you put our 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And now I need to mirror this, so don't forget to chain 1 and then find the 3rd chain up. So 1, 2, 3. You can push it over a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. So 1, in fact, let me use this. 1, 2, 3. This is the 3rd chain up for me. So yarn over to prepare to make the double crochet. Go into the 3rd chain up and make your double crochet like that, and it creates this triangle. And so you'll literally just continue doing this over and over and over until you get your shawl as large as you want it. Okay, so chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work, go into that first chain 1 space, put your 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and we're on the side, so we only chain 1, and just continue to have at it. Okay. Alright, I will check back in once it's almost time to wrap this up. I'll probably be working on this here and there for a few days, so I'll see you in a couple of days, okay? And yeah, definitely stay tuned to the end of the video, because at this point I don't know how many of these cakes I'm going to need to complete this. I think this is a good project if you have like a lot of extra scrap yarn that you want to use, you know, that you don't want to just throw away. It'll, you know, definitely eat up that scrap yarn. So, and I was going to, in fact, the one that I was practicing on, I am using scrap yarn. But anyway, I will let you know roughly how many cakes this takes to get it to the size that I'm going to end at. So I will give you that information a little bit later in the video. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, you guys, it actually is the next day. This actually works up really fast. So I'm just about to finish this row and then I'll be done. So I'm going to chain 1, go into this final space here where that chain 4 is, and put my 3 double crochet. 1, back in there for 2, back in there for 3. Chain 1, okay? And then I'm going to, as I said, find the 3rd chain up. Right now you see the 1, 2, you see 2 of the chains, okay? So just to get to that 3rd chain up, all you're going to do is kind of scooch those stitches up a little bit, and it exposes now the 3rd chain. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to put a double crochet in there. So I'll yarn over and go into that 3rd chain up. The 4th chain is still covered by the double crochets, but we don't need it anyway, okay? So that's what you have. And you're just doing the same thing for every row, okay? I now know that at least to achieve the size that I did, it required 2 cakes, okay? 2 of those balls, okay? And as I said, I'll leave a link in the description box to those if I can find them. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find them. Alright, so now just chain 1, cut your yarn, fasten off, and then we'll grab our darning weaving tapestry needle, and we're going to weave in this yarn, as we always do at the end of our projects, weave in those tails. So I'm just going to go cross over, make sure I'm in the frame. Okay, now we go there. As you guys can probably hear, I'm still under the weather, but I guess that's to be expected since it's only the next day, right? Alright, and then come back in the other direction, going through that same color, like that. Okay. And then I like to come out the side, so I'm going to even try to seamlessly come through that stitch just to get it to come out the side without being able to see that I pulled it through. And yeah, it's not really visible that I pulled it from there. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to cut my yarn down without cutting my work, of course. And that's it. Now, in terms of how many rows did I do to achieve this size, and I'll include a picture. I won't be able to show you on this video because it's too big for my area to show you, with it completely spread out. I kind of have it folded like a, like the flags that they give the family of the military persons that have passed, that have died in war. I have it kind of folded like that, as you can kind of see, just so it'll partially fit in this frame. But can you guys tell I'm not feeling well? I'm like completely rambling about random things and like trailing off. So yeah, let me hurry and finish this video so I can stop annoying you. Okay, what was I saying? Yes, foggy brain as well. Alright, so remember at the very beginning when I first started with that little triangle, right? And it was maybe that big, and I said, okay, corner to, or shoulder to shoulder. Okay, so basically that's the part that will, if you were to stretch it out, pull it up to your shoulder and stretch it out, that's what I mean. So it would go from one side of your body to the other side of your body. For this, that ended up being 60 inches, which for those of you who use the metric system is about 152.5 centimeters. And then if you were to also measure, from where we would lay it on our shoulder down, like how far down it goes to the back, how far down it goes, can't speak, how far down it goes, what am I trying to say, how far down the back it goes, to that point, that ended up being 29 inches, which is about 73.5 centimeters, okay? So it's definitely a respectable it's definitely a respectable, whatever this thing is called. I'm totally blanking right now. You guys know what the video is about. This is why I shouldn't make videos when I'm sick. So yes, if you want to make yours bigger, just continue adding rows. I think I told you that I ended up doing 33 rows, okay? So if you want yours bigger, then do more than 33 rows. If you want yours smaller, maybe it's for a child or something, then you don't need to do 33. And once again, it took 2 cakes, okay? So, yeah, I guess that is going to be it for this video. I really wanted to think of the name of this, like shawl, that's what it is, shawl. Oh my gosh, I am all over the place. My apologies. Hopefully you guys will get some fun and be able to laugh at me. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. But I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, happy crocheting.